Welcome. What's good? You know what it is. Intellect, the one and only homie. I don't fuck with phonies. Y'all know what it is. I get it in. Let's get it in the day. We're talking about one of my favorite boxers, Guillermo Rigondeaux, the most avoided fighter today. Alright, Guillermo Rigondeaux is a Cuban boxer. He defected from Cuba. He's a former two-time gold medalist. He has a professional record of 17-0 with 11 knockouts and a 65% KO ratio. He is 36 years old, is 5'4", and has a 68 reach. Alright, let's go into some of these fighters who have avoided him. Chris Avalos, he actually had a title shot against Rigo, meaning he was going to get a shot to fight for the title, and he chose not to fight him. Moving on, Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton, two other fighters who've changed weight classes, even dropped belts not to fight him. Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Maris, both fighters who fought each other and fought other people to avoid fighting him. After the Frampton-Cruz fight, two fighters who avoided fighting Rigo by fighting each other. Frampton was called out by Rigo, or Rigondeaux. I just like calling him Rigo because it's easier to spell, but he was called out by Rigondeaux. And Frampton said, I don't want to fight him because he's boring. I'm paraphrasing, but the sentiment was he said he didn't want to fight Rigondeaux because he was boring. Again, Rigondeaux has all the belts, has unified weight classes, actually gets paid more than these other guys, something that a lot of people don't like talking about because he's quote-unquote boring. He's broken the jaw of two fighters he's fought. Last fight, he broke somebody's jaw in the second round with one punch. He has a 65% KO ratio, 11 knockouts out of 17 fights, and he's a boring fighter. If that's your excuse, then you're not a true champion. You're a good fighter, you're not a true champion, because true champions fight whoever, whenever, win, lose, or draw. A loss does not make you any less of a fighter. Not accepting a fight because you're afraid of taking a loss makes you less of a man. You got to respect all professional fighters. This is one thing most people don't understand. If you're a professional fighter, you should and you deserve to get the respect from everybody. But when you do things like this, when you avoid fighters, when you drop belts, when you move weight classes, when you attack the character of a fighter to justify not fighting the fighter instead of fighting the fighter. If he's so boring, take your exciting self in and excitingly beat that dude up. If you can't do it, then you're not the better fighter. And this is my problem that I have. Fighters today are not only getting recognized, paid, but they're getting adulation. They're getting praised for ducking fighters. And that is not okay in any way, shape, sense, form, fashion, whatever you want to call it or cut it down to. So this is my problem. Rigondeaux has all the accolades. He's easily a pound for pound top fighter right now. By all accounts, by all other fighters, by all other trainers, by most people who cover boxing, but yet he is shunned because the way he boxes. Wasn't Mayweather an elusive, slick counter boxer who wasn't trying to get the knockout, but was just trying to break you down by boxing you, by outworking you? That's what Rigondeaux does. And he's a southpaw. So, on that note, I'm going to leave that to y'all. Tell me what y'all think. If you think the treatment of Rigondeaux is fair or not. I personally don't. I'm looking forward to his next fight. Hopefully Frampton and Quigg take the fight. Lomachenko was one of the fighters I was going to say was ducking him, but he is fighting Walters now, which is a really good fight. I have Walters in that fight, so I can't say Lomachenko is ducking him anymore for the simple fact he took a legit challenge from a legit fighter. And also happens to be the only person to beat Nonito Donaire Rigo was the first, but Rigondeaux didn't stop him. They both got dropped by Nonito Donaire, but Walters actually knocked him out. See, this is the thing. When you criticize other fighters about not fighting fighters, people are going to honestly assume or automatically assume that you're just going to defend him. Rigondeaux has some deficiencies. He gets dropped sometimes in fights because he leaves himself open or gets too cocky or just gets caught when he starts trading. So that's why he likes to be elusive and avoid, because if you get caught, you're going to get dropped. Doesn't matter who you are. You're not a superhero. This is the real world. You get hit, your body's going to respond accordingly. So, yeah. Like I said again, on that note, let y'all decide what y'all think. Personally, Rigondeaux is one of my favorite boxers. He, to me, is pound for pound top 3 right now. I also have Ward up there. If Ward beats Kovalev, he is definitely the top pound for pound fighter. As a Nicaragüense said, I love Roman Gonzalez. He's top 5 pound for pound. I wouldn't say he's top pound for pound fighter yet. And on that note, I'm out. You know what it is. Intellect. If you enjoyed what you heard, listen to some more. If you didn't, I don't know what to say, man. Sorry. Not really. Gosh. I'm out. Peace.